Hello, everyone. Hi, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us today on this week's group chat. My name's Eamon. I'm going to be your host for today. I also happen to be your education officer. And today we're joined by.
Yep, I'm Carol, the Democracy Operations and Community Officer.
I'm Arushi. I'm the Women's Officer. Hi.
Cool, nice of you to join us. So now, time for a bit of small talk, I guess. We should talk about the snow, the weather. How is everyone, by the way? Is everyone keeping well? Been a crazy week for us all.
I'm still a bit cold.
Yeah, did plenty of twirling in the snow earlier, which I feel like is peak
Standard.
quarantine.
Standard. So, over the next 30 minutes, we're just going to really try and make sense of this week. We're going to pick up some questions that need answering. We're also going to highlight some events which are coming up in the next week. And we're also going to be introducing you to the Welsh Society. So on today's show, we're going to do our usual weekly roundup with Carol. We're going to be talking a little bit about fee refunds, what's happening, what you need to know. We've also got Ellie and Freya with us from Welsh Society, and they're going to be sharing some really cool information about their February fundraiser and their 2 upcoming LGBTQ+ history events. And as always, we're going to wrap up with 5 really great events that are happening next week that you should know about. Once again, a huge thank you to FilmSock and also Diego, who's working really hard behind the scenes, trying to keep us live, keep us running. But now we're just going to hand over to Carol for the weekly update.
Thank you very much, Eamon. So a lot has happened in the last week or so. So here's a quick rundown of the main things that have happened this week. So the first is the no detriment policy or package is out, as in it's been released and published, not that nothing's happening. And we've talked about this a lot over the last few weeks, so we're not going to go into too much detail today. But as I said, UCL have released the package and our advice service have broken it all down and made a really simple to understand guide so that you can see how you're affected by the kind of changes they're making this year. And if you want a bit of insight into what went into the making of the package this year or the policy, Eamon has written a blog with all of the details, including the paper that we put forward to UCL. All of the links are available through the union newsletter that you should have received from me yesterday, or if not, they're still on the main page of the union's website. The second thing is that UCL accommodation, so that's kind of students who have contracts with UCL for their accommodation, have confirmed that you can get a refund for your stay in UCL accommodation. Sorry, let me just restart that all over again. I'm getting my words confused. It's been a long week. So UCL halls have confirmed that they will refund people living in UCL accommodation right up until the 24th of April if you're not using the rooms at the time. So that means that students in UCL accommodation won't be charged for rooms that they're not using, but if they still intend to return when they're able to. And also kind of this is on top of the change in the break clause, which means that residents in UCL halls can leave their accommodation kind of formally at any time and not be liable to pay rent after they've kind of formally moved out. The next thing is a massive well done and a shout out to Pi Media, who officially are the best student media outlet in London. So they won the award this week as part of the Student Publication Association Awards, and also a big congratulations to the Cheese Grater, who are highly commended in the best newcomer publication category as well. So massive well done and congratulations to both Pi Media and Cheese Grater. The next up is the leadership race. So we're talking about this all month, but nominations are now open if you'd like to stand for a club or society committee position, for a part-time student officer position next year, or to be one of us, a sabbatical officer as well. And we really want you to put yourself forward and stand for the election. And you can take our jobs. You can take my job as long as you get democratically elected by students. That's the only prerequisite, I promise. And so, yeah, so again, that's also on our website. It's on the front page. So have a look, have a read, and yeah, submit your nominations today. The next bit is we've relaunched our online shop and we now have loads more great stuff for sale. So we've got hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and so much more. And like everything we do, we're not for profit, just for students. And the shop itself is also not for profit. So the money we make from the sales goes back into funding clubs, societies, advice, campaigns, and more. So it's really, if you want a UCL branded t-shirt or a hoodie, something to keep warm in this cold weather if you're in the UK or elsewhere in the Northern Hemisphere, then yeah, you can do that. And the money that we the money that you spend on that will just go right back towards your student experience here at UCL. And finally, Happy New Year. So today is the start of the Chinese New Year celebrations, and 2021 is the year of the ox. We'd like to wish everyone celebrating the Spring Festival a very happy new year, and there are events taking place to mark the celebration that include a film screening and a calligraphy class. And there's more information at the end of the show. And now it's time for questions. So again, thank you everyone for submitting your questions to our Wednesday Q&A on our Instagram, and we'll be going into a bit more detail on through the things that were raised. So first up, the question was, is Term 3 going to be online? So I answered this one on the story on Wednesday, but I think it's worth going into a little bit more detail about how UCL makes those decisions. So UCL are kind of in a bit of a hybrid state at the moment. So they've still got all of their kind of standard decision-making committees in place, but on top of that, they've also got a few more kind of remaining kind of COVID response groups. And one of them is called Education and Operations Delivery Group, which me, Eamon and Jim sit on, and it meets every Wednesday. It used to be held 3 times a week, so I'm actually really glad that it kind of went down to once a week. Freed up a lot more time in my diary to answer the many emails we get. And kind of, I think this was discussed at that committee a few weeks ago. Is that correct, Eamon?
Yep, it was.
Yeah, and I think so. Currently, kind of the plans are to just kind of follow what the government are saying, and kind of look at what after the 8th of March looks like for education and for universities, and to really kind of adapt plans from there. There have been a few discussions about having more having face-to-face on campus in the 3rd term, but kind of balancing that with the fact that kind of a lot of students are taking assessments at the same time, and kind of what would students want and what do students expect from that. Amy, do you have anything else?
To be honest, I think you've covered it all. I guess it really just boils down to the government guidelines. We're going to be pushing for sort of the best kind of solution for students. We know that you want some face-to-face interaction. We know you want that campus feeling again. But we know that, we need to be keeping our students safe. So we're balancing. It's like we're spinning loads of plates, and we're trying to make sure that we keep every single one of those plates up. And hopefully, in the next few weeks, we'll have some information as to how things will look after the 8th. So, yeah.
Brilliant. So the next question was, well, it wasn't really a question, it was more of a comment. So it was about access to money that, and kind of emergency funds that I just wanted to kind of, us to kind of talk about. And so, yeah, over to you, Eamon.
Yeah, so we know that loads of students are struggling financially, more so this year, because of the pandemic we're in. Surprise, surprise. If you had hoped to find some sort of part-time work this year, and you haven't been able to, then you're probably feeling quite stretched. And so there are funds available at UCL for you. And we really want to encourage as many of our students to know about these funds and to use these funds and apply for them where possible. So the main one of these is the Financial Assistance Fund, the FAF. And basically that can give you up to £3,000 just depending on your circumstances, in order to cover things like rent, in order to cover things like food costs, and basically anything else related to basically maintaining you. And so there's that money that can be used. Our advice service, it's a team of independent consultants, independent from UCL. It's part of the SU. They're free. The professionals, they can help you navigating, because it sometimes is difficult with all the paperwork and the bureaucracy and that whole application process. If you speak to our advice service, they can help you navigate through the whole application process for the Financial Assistance Fund. And so, yeah, I think they'll be really helpful for you. If you are unsuccessful in applying for the FAF, or maybe you're not eligible to apply for the FAF, then there are another range of different hardship funds which do provide emergency relief. And again, our advice service is an absolutely brilliant service. Please make use of it. They'll be able to guide you through the application process and put you in the right direction. So yeah.
We really do recommend that
Absolutely.
you
And
guys
just
reach out to the advice service. Like, they'll really help you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And also to kind of just highlight that any student can apply for the Financial Assistance Fund. So home students, international students, EU students, undergraduates, postgraduate research students, like anyone with a student status at UCL can apply for the Financial Assistance Fund. And so the last question, so someone asked, is UCL flying the Pride flag this month?
I mean, yes, of course we are, of course. So we spoke to the head of EDI, the head of like equality, diversity, inclusion. Like I said, like last week, there's so many like what are they called, acronyms? They're everywhere. Yeah, we spoke to the head of like equality, diversity, and inclusion at UCL, and they said a new flag called the Progress flag has been purchased. So if you're not like familiar with it, the Progress flag includes stripes that represent the trans community and BME communities, and that's the one that we're using across our social media and across our website. The new flag actually didn't get here in time for the beginning of the month, but we have confirmation it's up now, it's staying up. Happy Pride, or happy LGBT History Month. Yeah,
Pride is June.
Yeah, I said the wrong thing.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No worries. But yeah, so UCL had the kind of older kind of 6-striped flag at the beginning of the month, but yeah, now has the kind of Progress flag with the kind of additional kind of arrow with the other colours in now. So if you can, like on your daily walk around Bloomsbury, go to the main quad, take a picture, stay wearing your mask and staying socially distant from everyone else. Very important. Okay, so now we're going to move on to talk about our priority for the week, which this week is fee refunds. And if you have had a look at your union newsletter, that was kind of one of the main themes of the newsletter as well. So it's definitely a priority for us over the upcoming weeks, months, next year. Who knows? Depends how the conversations go. And so, yeah, so over to Eamon to talk about initially what we're doing.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, fee refunds, they're a really big priority for us now. And we've spoken about a little bit about it here and there, and especially about our involvement in SUAF. So what is SUAF? So it basically is what we call a group, which is Students United Against Fees. So it's basically a coalition of all the students' union, or not most of the students' unions across the country, in particular the Russell Group students' unions. We've come together basically to sort out this campaign, and it's going to be campaigning for government intervention for tuition fee refunds. And yeah, we're really spearheading this campaign. So Carol is it the lead for government lobbying? Have I got that right?
Yeah, so I am the lead for the lobbying the government side of the campaign, and I'm the co-lead for the lobbying universities side of the campaign. So a lot of lobbying.
No pressure.
Yeah, lots of emails.
I don't know why I just said no pressure, because I also have another really important role. So I'm representing all the Russell Group universities in London on the advisory board for Students United Against Fees. So there's a lot of work going on at the moment. I'm having a meeting with them really like in the coming days. I should probably check my calendar actually. And we're going to basically discuss our strategy for pushing this forwards. But I mean, our campaigning isn't just limited to this kind of group effort that we're doing. We're also campaigning as a students' union ourselves. We've got some really good opportunities that we want to make use of. So we've been writing letters. Carol, do you want to talk a little bit about the kind of campaigning that we're doing just as UCL Students' Union?
Absolutely. So I think it was last week or the week before, I wrote a letter to Michelle Donnellan, who's the UK, the England Universities Minister, and kind of she replied saying that it's the university's responsibility to provide high quality education if they want to charge full fees. But what if they can't? So kind of what this entire debate or topic is about is actually kind of what you're paying for when you pay your tuition fees. And we all know that it's not just about access to information or access to kind of the core teaching materials through Moodle or through Teams. And kind of it's not what the higher education sector is about as a whole either. And it's certainly not what UCL chose UCL when they were applying when they're applying for their degrees, and it's not what kind of you guys want either, just, you know, plain access to education, to kind of teaching resources, and kind of the full experience that you kind of pay for when you pay your tuition fees involves kind of the friendships you make, the networks that you build kind of through going to various different departmental or society events. It's the community that you form with others at UCL. It's the trying new things. It's learning about yourself. It's getting independence, learning how to live outside of the family home or in a completely new country for a lot of the international students we have here at UCL. It's learning new skills, figuring out London or like any other kind of big city around the world, and the stuff you might not think about when you apply, but what you're really thinking about after you left, or kind of when we've been in periods of lockdown, like even being able to use a library in real life. I never thought I'd say it, but I actually miss visiting the student centre. And I miss like sitting on the steps with my laptop, like with the charging plug behind me, and just like people watching and getting distracted from doing my work. Not that I don't get distracted working from home anyway. But yeah, like all of that I just mentioned, like that's what your fees go towards, and that's what's largely been missing this year through having to be in remote learning, and kind of the university's minister doesn't seem to recognise this yet. And I think yet is the key point here, because this is what we're kind of working towards. That there's that kind of universal recognition that kind of, even though hopefully in most cases education is still of high quality and kind of you're still being taught and addressing the core objectives of your course, like there's this another side to a university degree that isn't being met, and so many different kind of needs and objectives that aren't, you know, the core objectives for whatever modules you take.
Yeah, Carol, I think you've summarised it up really, really nicely. I think it's a very narrow view to take university as just being access to books or materials or slides. That really doesn't do the experience justice. Like you said, it's the friendships, it's the communities, it's the learning curves, and all the memories that you make. And our students are sadly really missing out on that. And we need to make that case. We really need to make that case to the government. We need to explain why education and your experience at university isn't just about the slides. It's the intangible things which you're missing out on, and we're really at a loss. We're feeling at a loss without all of that. We've taken some concrete steps to getting that through. We've written to Boris Johnson, in case you don't know who that is, that's the Prime Minister. We've written to Keir Starmer, who's the leader of the opposition, who's the head of the Labour Party. We've written to the head of Universities UK, and also Michelle Donnellan, who fingers crossed we're going to be meeting soon. But this is where you come in. We need action from you as well, and we want you to write to your MPs. If you're an international student, write to the universities minister, even write to government ministers from your own country, because this is an international issue. We've got our website up now, so we've got a page on our website which is specifically for tuition fee refunds. We've got resources for you, it's links on the front page, and it's got all the sort of template letters for you to write, and it's about putting pressure from all angles. Really, we want to see government intervention. We want to see tuition fee refunds, because this just hasn't been what you paid for. So yeah, now's the time. Take action. We're linking it everywhere. Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also there are kind of within the fee refunds website, there's also links to find out more about the Students United Against Tuition Fees, and kind of you can join that campaign as well, join the email list, so you can kind of see what kind of happening on the national campaign, as well as kind of what we're doing as a student union ourselves. Okay, so I think we're kind of I think we've got everything, and we kind of said everything about the tuition fee refunds. But as well, if you have kind of any questions, feel free to email kind of myself, Eamon, maybe CC Jim in there as well, because he's also kind of very involved. And so, yeah, so now we're going to move on to the interview. So I'm very pleased to welcome Freya and Ellie from Welsh Society. Welcome to the group chat. And first off, tell us kind of what your roles are in the society. And Ellie, you can kick us off.
Yep. So I'm treasurer of Welsh Society and have been since September. And I sort of got first involved in Welsh Society last year with their cultural show Here I.
Awesome. And Freya?
I have been involved in Welsh Society since it was originally founded in January 2019, and this year I'm really pleased to be serving as the Vice President and the Welfare Officer.
Oh, fantastic. So we've heard that the Welsh Society has a lot on to celebrate LGBTQ History Month, including your February fundraiser. So could you tell us a little bit more about that?
So we know we're all limited to in-person activity at the moment, and a lot of us are not doing quite as much exercise as we might have done in the first lockdown. So we were sort of inspired by the Run 5, Donate 5, Nominate 5, and we've decided to do a virtual marathon from Phineas, which hopefully our first years won't know about yet, but Phineas in Abarth to the Cardiff Student Union Bar. We're doing a virtual marathon pub walk crawl thing. So our students can fill in a form and allocate their certain amount of miles. So we've got people who've nominated 25 miles. I'm doing 10 miles of roller skating. Freya's dancing a couple of miles, and then sharing this link, trying to get people to support Pride Cymru, which is our charity of choice. And they support Pride events in Wales and sort of smaller LGBT communities in Wales. So it's sort of all just support for Welsh LGBTQ people.
That sounds incredible. I'm definitely signing up. I love that it starts at Phineas.
It has to start at Phineas. Where do you start a good night out, you know? And so far we've managed to raise £270 as well for Pride Cymru, so it's going really well.
Oh, that's I don't have the words to explain how incredible this is. Wow. So you're also hosting kind of 2 exciting guest speaker events later on this month. So can you tell us more about those and how kind of we can get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. We're super pleased to have 2 amazing speakers coming to join us this month to celebrate LGBTQ plus history. So the first is an event called Conversations with a Welsh Drag Queen. So we'll be welcoming Port Talbot Queen Mel Teaser to come talk to Welsh Society. We'll have a chat. She'll be doing a special performance for us and a Q&A session. And that is on Saturday, February 20th at 7 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Please check out our Facebook event page for more. You can sign up to attend and we'll send you the Zoom link. The other one is on Thursday, February 25th at 7 p.m. and it's called Berwyn and Iris, a Welsh international gay love story. And this is actually with Berwyn Rowland, who was a founding member of one of the first LGBT organizations in Wales called Cilch. And he's also an LGBT film director and helps organize the Iris Prize, which is one of the world's largest LGBT short film festival prizes. So lots of great people coming to speak to us with very, very interesting stories. So please join us for these events. Like us on Facebook, for all our information is there, and we hope to see you.
You'll definitely see me at both of them. I love drag queens, and so Malteser is a fantastic name. I'm a bit sad there are no Welsh queens on this season of UK's Drag Race, but fingers crossed for season 3.
There's one.
Well,
we've got one.
Oh my god, yeah. Wow, I think of her as a London queen. That's probably why. Okay, ignore everything I just said. There is a fantastic Welsh queen on season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Everyone should watch it and completely ignore that I forgot that she was Welsh. Okay, going back more on topic. But yeah, so those events sound incredible, and I will definitely get my tickets to that. So last year you won the Most Developed Society and Cultural Impact Society at the Society's Awards last year. So a massive congratulations to that. So kind of what have you been doing in these kind of difficult, tricky, strange times to keep this up? And are you going to win this year?
That's a great question, and thank you so much for the congratulations. I was president last year, and I have to say it was such an honor to receive those awards on behalf of the Society. I absolutely think that we are strong contenders for those awards again this year, so watch out, all you other societies. I have to say that our Welsh culture is so rich, and it's what makes us special, and we definitely have a duty to represent that culture here in London. And culture is first and foremost what we do, what we celebrate. We bring it into every single event that we have. We have offered bi-weekly Welsh language lessons every bi-weekly Monday night since the Society was founded. We offer them at beginner's level, intermediate level, and we have a conversation session, and we've had over 30 people attend those this year. We also celebrate Welsh holidays like St. Dwinwen's Day and St. David's Day. On Friday the 13th, we had a Welsh Scary Stories night. We have Bake Along With Us events where you can learn to cook like Welsh foods. We do Welsh Wednesday workouts that we did during the first lockdown to keep people active. So we would lead a workshop or a workout to Welsh music and different like Welsh cultural icons like Tom Jones songs. Every single thing we do, we bring a bit of our culture into it because that's who we are, and that's what makes us special. So it's amazing that the union allowed us to be a society in January 2019, and we hope that we've used that platform well, and we hope that we've made the union proud of us.
You absolutely have. I mean, you can really tell like how passionate you both are about this, and it really is kind of shining through kind of your enthusiasm and kind of just how you've talked about this. Like, I'm really excited to get involved now as well, and I really hope kind of the others watching are also feeling that as well. And kind of something that I was thinking, so is Welsh Society just for Welsh students?
So, in case you haven't guessed yet, I am definitely not Welsh. I am very much a Northern lady. I don't have any family in Wales. I don't really have any ties to Wales apart from the fact that my best friend is Welsh and my boyfriend's Welsh. So I actually got involved last year with the cultural show Hiraeth, more because I'm a theatre person than because I really cared loads about Wales. But the society's just got such an amazing accepting vibe to it. As someone from like the north of England, I'm very proud to be a Northerner. I'm very proud of where I come from, and that's something that's really resonant in Welsh people too. They're all really proud of where they come from, and it's very much a safe space. It's a friendly space. You'll always learn something new, and it's just great fun. Like, there's such a variety of events. Yes, they're all about Wales, but you don't have to be Welsh to enjoy them.
I love that. You don't have to be Welsh to enjoy Wales. That should be the tagline.
No.
Well, fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to kind of bring up to tell the kind of people watching today? Anything you'd like to say?
I think, if anything, just a big thank you. A big thank you to you at the union, to everybody that's gotten involved with our events over the last couple of years, and just we hope to welcome more of you. Please get involved, and we hope to see you soon.
Fantastic. I think that's kind of a great message to finish this interview on. Thank you so much, Freya and Ellie, for coming on. Really sorry if Tace is watching this in the unlikely event. I'm so sorry, Tace. You are very Welsh, and I just completely forgot. Apologies. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. Good luck with all the incredible events. I'll definitely see you at some of them. And good luck with the fundraising. I just love that it's starting at Phineas. So yeah, thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend. I think you both need a rest before the kind of crazy dancing and roller skating you've got coming up. And yeah, thank you so much. And now over to Arishi and Eamon, who've picked out their event highlights for this week.
All right.
I just Googled how to say thank you in Welsh to Ellie and Freya, but I decided not to go ahead with that. So here's what you need to look out for the next week. And they're all listed on our What's On calendar, so head there for links, for tickets, and for information. So, Arishi, you're up.
Okay, so first up, we have Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, everyone. We are celebrating the New Year with our societies who've put on some amazing events. Like we have Chinese calligraphy workshops, special film screenings, and even like an online dinner. You can always go check out our page for the Chinese New Year by heading over to our website. Someone will put the link in the comments. It'll be down there. There'll also be like recipes and a guide for how to make your own Chinese lantern. Sounds great.
Brilliant. So just a reminder that the UCL Africa conference, entitled Investing in Africa, is actually tomorrow. And it really promises to be a very special event with conversations from professionals and from academics who are going to be discussing how we can harness Africa's potential and also drive change that'll lead us towards a quote-unquote dream Africa. And so you'll have to book your free tickets online. The links will be on our website. And that's for tomorrow's event. So Saturday, 13th of February, and that's going to be at 11 o'clock. So make sure you're there.
All right, and the LGBT Plus Network have got loads of events up on our What's On calendar right now. There's loads of socials, film screenings, and conversations with those in the LGBT Plus community, like all through the month. All the LGBT Plus History Month events are in the pink highlight on the What's On calendar, so go there, check some of them out. There'll be something there for everyone.
Also, I mean, have you ever heard of The Who or Led Zeppelin? I really hope you have. So there's really famous faces Rare FM, they're going to be having an amazing insight into the life of Robert Rosenberry, who basically used to be the manager for those names, so The Who, UB40, Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest, among others. So that's going to be on Monday, 15th of February, and it's going to be from 5:30 until 6:30. So make sure you tune into that.
We also have our running regular well-being focused events every week. So next week you should look out for events like learning from TED Talks, how to achieve a growth mindset, amongst others. Those are actually the ones that are highlighted in purple on our What's On calendar. So, check that out. Again, for everyone, everything's on the What's On calendar. Look at What's On calendar. All of this is on there. Go take a look. And your links, tickets, information, everything will be there. Look out for Ilyas's email in your inbox on Monday morning with everything that's going on next week. And guys, just check out the What's On calendar. Do it.
Brilliant. I think it looks like we finished on time today which is a first. Thanks everyone for watching.
Wow.
And I guess thanks for joining us, Caroline Irish, and we'll see you again, same time, same place next week. So bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.